back to my curry workshop. Today I'm going to share something very special with you all. I'm going to be sharing with you Priya's new spice blends, produced in collaboration with Derbydave.shop Herb and Spice Emporium. So today I'm going to cook for you using Priya's new spice blends, Samosa. Let's have a look at the ingredients for the Aloo Matar Samosa filling. So we'll be starting off with 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 medium finely diced onion, that's approximately 150 grams, 2 teaspoons of garlic ginger paste, 2 finely sliced chillies, optional, leave out if you don't want your samosas to be too hot, 150 grams each of garden peas, and finely diced potatoes. I'll be then adding in small amounts of hot water and placing on the lid to help the vegetables steam. Once potatoes and peas have cut through, it'll be time to add in Priya's fantastic samosa spice blend. Of the aroma out of this world. Definitely recommend you purchasing some. I'll be adding salt to taste. Final ingredients will be 2 teaspoons of freshly squeezed lemon, really bring the flavours together, followed by 3 tablespoons of finely chopped coriander. Let's the oil through to temperature. Let's go in with the onions. Give them a stir. And we'll cook those onions through for around 15 minutes until they're translucent. The onions are nicely cut through now, so I'm going to go in with the 2 teaspoons of garlic ginger paste. Stir it in, and we'll leave it for around a minute to cook out the rawness before adding in the chillies. Garlic ginger paste at around a minute now, so we're going with the chillies. A little stir. Now ready to add in the peas and the potatoes. Stir those in. Then going to add in some water. Stir the water in. I'm going to go on with the lid and allow the potatoes and the peas to boil and steam until they're cooked. The peas and potatoes have been steaming, boiling now for around 10 minutes. So let's have a look. The lid simmering away nicely. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to test, see how they're getting on. Pick out a largest piece of potato. It's still a little bit firm. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the lid off. So I want to evaporate the majority of the moisture from the mixture. It's really quite a dry mixture for filling the casings. If there's too much moisture, you may get leakage from the samosa, which we don't want. So I'm going to leave the lid off and complete the cooking of the potatoes. Most of the moisture is now starting to evaporate out. The potatoes are 90% done. So at this point, I'm going to go in with Priya's Samosa Spice Blend, 1.5 tablespoons. And stir it in. Wow, the aromas are just out of this world. Every time I use this spice blend, it just amazes me how aromatic, and when you taste it later, how packed full of flavour it is. So stir that through. What a beautiful colour. Allow the spices to cook through. I'm going to add in salt, so I'm just going to have a couple of twists of my salt mill. Adjust salt to your own liking. At this point, it's time for a taste. A potato, some onion and peas, and a chilli. That's really nice. Lovely flavours coming through. Lovely bit of heat as well from the chilli. So we still have 2 ingredients outstanding. That's the 2 teaspoons of lemon juice and the 3 tablespoons of finely chopped coriander. I'm not putting those in at this point. That's because just before I fill the casings, I'm going to add in the lemon juice and the coriander to help retain their freshness, because there's another cookery cycle to come. So I'm just going to pop the lid back on, let it cool down, and move on to make my casings. Look at the ingredients for the samosa casings. So I have 200 grams of plain white flour. Adding to that 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, a pinch of salt, and a tip from Priya, a pinch of turmeric. So I'm using Derbydave.'s turmeric gold, really good stuff. Water to bind to make the dough. For sealing the samosas, we're creating a paste. So I'm using 3 tablespoons, again, of plain white flour. And I'll mix in some water as needed to make a nice thick paste. Right, let's make some samosa casings. So into the bowl, I'm going to sift in the 200 grams of flour. Next up, I'm going to add in some salt. So just pinch 2 turns of my salt mill. Ingredient, which is a tip from Priya, is a little bit of turmeric. So I'm just using my smallish measure. So that's 1/8 of a teaspoon. And I've just got about half of that in there. Then in with the 2 tablespoons of oil. 2. We're now going to combine the ingredients using my fingertips. I'm going to rub through the salt, rub through the oil, to create a lovely sandy texture. Really important to work the oil in. The oil, chatting to Priya, helps to create little blisters on the surface of the samosa. So I'm happy with the mixing of the flour. So at this point we're going to gradually add in some water to combine the flour to make a smooth dough. Do this a little at a time, using my fingertips. It's nearly there now, nearly come together. So what you could do now, you can either turn out onto a clean, smooth surface and knead. I'm just going to knead in my bowl. I'm going to knead for 3 or 4 minutes just to bring the dough together. If it's too dry, I'll just add a little bit more water. If you put too much water in, you get sticky dough. Add a little bit more flour. Happy with my dough now. I kneaded it for about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm now going to cover with a damp cloth and leave it for 15 minutes just to allow the gluten to work. And at that point, we'll then roll out our samosa casings. Time to make our samosa casings. What I'm going to do to start with, I'm just going to roll it out into a sausage. Into 2. Into 4. Start the process of rolling out the casings. Go, turning as we go. I'm not the best at rolling. I do find the Indian rolling pins much better to use than the standard ones. The tapered, it allows you to roll around. So what we're looking for is a nice thin casing. Happy with that. Let's have a quick look. Very nice. Dough off and set that to one side. I'll repeat the process for the other samosa casings. So my second casing is just about done. Not the perfect shape, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you the little tip I got from Priya. So this is a little side plate. Place it on. Take a knife. And trim around. It should give us an almost perfect samosa casing. That's nice and thin as well. Happy with that. The last task to finish off the casings is to dry fry them for around 10 to 15 seconds. In with the first casing, about 15 seconds, and then out it comes. That's nice, it's helped to firm up the casing. That's our 4 casings. What I'm going to do, cut them in half. That'll give us our 8 samosa casings. So we'll be sealing the samosas with a little bit of paste. So that's 3 tablespoons of flour in a little bit of water. And stir. And a little more water. Keep stirring until the paste is smooth. Happy with that? Okay, let's fill the samosa. So I'm now going to add in the last 2 ingredients I held back. That's the coriander and the lemon juice. That's 3 tablespoons of coriander and 2 teaspoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And just stir those in. I'll start by demonstrating the process for folding the samosa. So if you take the bottom left corner, take that to the top, grab the right bottom corner, overlap slightly by a centimetre at the top, and because this will be pasted, we'll squeeze on the bottom. So let's do one for real. So I get the paste onto my finger, across to the middle, that's going to be overlapping, and then down this side. I always put plenty around the join in the middle. Then take the bottom corner, overlap, and pinch them together. Perfect. Now it's time to fill. Grab a spoon. In we go. Try and get some peas down to the bottom. Be careful not to overfill. You need to leave some space to crimp the top together, which we'll do. Okay, so that's a filling in. So what I'm going to do now is get some more paste. So I'll put some paste all the way around. Now I'm just going to pinch together the top of the samosa with my fingers. See that paste oozing out, which is good. And then I'll take a fork. I'm going to crimp the pastry together. And that will just ensure we get a really nice seal. So there we have it. One samosa. Now I'll repeat the process for the others. So I now have my 8 samosas, so it's time to fry. So I've got my little fryer there set to 140 degrees. Now as it's so small, I'm going to fry the samosas individually. They like a little space. So here we go with my first one, and into the oil. So I'll fry until it's golden, and then I'll bring them out and I'll repeat the process for the remaining samosas. I'll keep moving the samosas around so it can colour evenly. Starting to see the little bubbles, which is great. Okay, so the samosa's been cooking now for 7 minutes. At this point, I want to bring this one out and put in another one. There we have it, 8 fantastic golden crispy samosas made with Priya's Samosa spice blend. Oh, just perfect. Time for a taste test. Oh wow, that pastry is so flaky, crumbly. Oh, it's just gorgeous. So if you liked my recipe today, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you another day. Thank you. Bye.